Hey folks, welcome back to Carl's Off the Grid. This week we're going to start out in the office here, and I promise you we'll get outdoors. The reason why we're in here is, as you could see, I'm dealing with a package here that was sent to me that I want to share with the viewers. I think this is going to be helpful to people that love to camp or be outside, but yet they want to be aware of creepy, crawly things that are going around them at nighttime in the woods. And so that brings up a good point. If you ever have a product that you want to get exposure to, or that you want to share with the viewers that you think might be able to benefit our community, by all means, get hold of me through my email at carlsoffthegrid@gmail.com, and I'll also put that on the bottom here when I edit the video. And yeah, we'll help you get some exposure and help bring that out to our community so that everybody can benefit from it. So here's what was sent to me, and I have 4 of these. I'm going to give the camera a second to focus. This is a fithops fire in the hole perimeter alarm, and it works off of a tripwire. It can send off a firing pin, and it gives off a loud percussion that will scare anything that is in the area out of there. And it works from everything from bears to trespassers. So that's why I'm excited. As you've watched through my videos throughout this series, you know I have a lot of problems with bears in my area. I love the bears. I don't want to get rid of the bears, but I just want them to know their limitations, and what a better way to train them to stay away than by using this device, which will give you a loud alarm that goes off. So we're going to quick get into this device. I don't want to bore you too much indoors. I'm excited to get outside and to try it, but I do want to show you inside where it's a little bit easier to show you. If you notice, here's the body of the perimeter alarm, and can you see the 2 holes, one right there and one right there? Those holes are set up so that you can screw this to a tree, to a picnic table, to anything of that nature to secure it. And also on the body, if you notice, on the corners, on all 4 corners, there's these little notches that are put in there. If you're if you want to be safe to your environment and you want to be eco-friendly and you don't want to screw into a tree, this is an even better way to secure this product. So this is the body. You're going to secure this in the area where you want the noise to be, and it has a spring-loaded firing pin. That firing pin you're going to want to pull back, and I'm not going to be able to get this real close on film because my fingers are so fat, but it has this clip that a tripwire can attach to that slides through the hole in the firing pin. And right now this firing pin is pulled back, and it's spring loaded, and it's ready to be detonated. So you'll mount this to the tree, put your tripwire here, and mount it across the area that you want monitored. And then in the bottom of it, see how that's got that machined horseshoe shape that's there? That is for some blanks that you can order through fithops. Or if you want to be a little bit resourceful and you don't want to spend the money on getting extra blanks, the next best thing is get an empty shotgun shell. This is a shotgun shell that has been shot off. Simply, if you know somebody who has a reloading machine, put a new primer in it, and that's all it takes. You don't want to have a loaded shotgun shell here. It's not any louder. It's actually more dangerous, because now if it goes off and you have debris flying around, you're putting yourself at risk. So just use an empty shotgun shell with a primer only. When that animal or person walks by and they pull the tripwire, bang, it goes, it detonates, and then with a new primer in there, it'll be real loud, and it's scared the living socks out of anything in the area. So I'm excited to show you this. Let's go out into the woods. We'll give it a little bit of product testing and go from there. So stick with us. Here we go. testing it here. So if you noticed, I use fishing line, and it's transparent. For anybody who's just kind of walking through at random, they're not going to see that this line is here, and it goes relatively undetected. Hey folks, all right, we've got the perimeter alarm set up, and today joining me to help me do the testing is an explosive noise expert, Shorts, that will be helping us test the system. When it comes to loud, obnoxious noises with sometimes some obnoxious smells and things like that, I can think of none better than Shorts. So he's volunteered to come all the way from St. Paul, Minnesota to help us demonstrate this. We won't be doing anything with smells on this one because I've opted not to load the charges with pepper spray. Rather than we'll just have Shorts demonstrate some of his loud, obnoxious noises that might be able to help scare things away from our perimeter.
So it's, yeah, thanks Off the Grid. It's good to be here. Today we're going to be filming what I like to call streakers, because oftentimes when you set one off on accident, you leave streaks in your britches, and it can be scary, but they're effective. But these loud guys, they're really good for keeping out obnoxious neighbors. Maybe you know, living up in the North Woods, there's a lot of critters, and just you want to be with the critters, but you don't necessarily, it doesn't mean you want to necessarily be sleeping with them. There's a tree falling, but anyways, so we're going to test this out and you know, see how she goes.
All right, thanks Shorts for going ahead and testing that perimeter alarm out for us. It worked out pretty sweet. It's a lot better than what I thought it would be. It's really loud. You hear the loud, obvious percussion that comes through, but then there's also a flash that happens. Last night, I had taken it out in the yard and was kind of playing around with it, and that flash is actually really bright during the evening hours, and it's going to work out pretty good, I think, for distracting any bears or any people that come through the property. So anyways, I was excited when I got this in the mail, and I was excited to share it with you guys. Like I said, if you're campers, it'd work good to help keep bears and little critters out of your campground and your little camping area. And for me, I think it's going to work great to help persuade some of those bears to leave my buildings alone. So I'd like to thank you for joining us this week on Carl's Off the Grid. Next week, we're going to be back at the cabin. We're going to go ahead and put in the rest of our tongue and groove interior and try to finish that up. And maybe we'll take you for a little bit of a relaxing hike or something, or at least get some scenes in there that have to do with the outdoors. So I'd like to thank our continued subscribers and welcome our new subscribers. And if you have a chance, please share the channel with a friend. Hit the subscribe button if you already haven't subscribed. It doesn't cost you anything. And if you don't mind, give us a thumbs up. It helps with our YouTube ratings. So, all right, we'll catch you next week on Carl's Off the Grid. So he's volunteered to come all the way from St. Paul, Minnesota to help us demonstrate this. We won't be doing anything with smells on this one because I've opted not to load the charges with pepper spray. Rather than we'll just have Shorts demonstrate some of his loud, obnoxious noises that might be able to help scare things away from our perimeter.
Yep, it's good to be here. And yeah, these are what I like to call streakers, because you know, they're so loud. You're gonna leave some streaks in your pants. They're pretty lethal. Anyways, you know, up in the North Woods.
I was not expecting that.